Sure. There's obviously something in there.
Yeah.
Everybody ready? Lee, you ready? This is Judge Schumann.
Good morning.
Your Honor, we appreciate you coming. Thank you very much. Do you have a phone number you would like me to call once we make our decision, Judge?
Sure. My cell phone number is area code 386-871-4413.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
This morning, the process is going to be, we'll give you a chance to give us a 3-minute opening. If my hand goes up, that means you got 30 seconds.
Okay.
And then we're going to ask you some questions, and then we'll give you a chance to give us a 2-minute close, okay?
Okay.
You're on the clock. Go for it.
Okay, thanks. Well, first of all, I'd like to add my thanks to the chorus of appreciation that I'm sure each applicant has expressed. I know full well that the volunteer service on this commission is very time-consuming, and I want to thank each and every one of you for your time and effort here today. During my 20 years as an appellate attorney, I went to hundreds of oral arguments in state and federal court, and each time I started the same way. I said, "May it please the court, good morning, I'm Bill Schumann, and I represent the state of Florida in this case." I was always very honored to be able to say that I represented the state of Florida. Allied behind me were not just the police and the prosecutors and the trial judges and the entire criminal justice system, but the 13 million people in the state of Florida. And I was always very honored that was my client, the state of Florida. Also, even more than the honor that I felt in representing the state was the fact that on those very rare occasions when I was unable to convince the court that my cause was just and true, despite the fact that I represented 13 million citizens, the rule of law prevailed, and all of the might and strength behind the state of Florida fell away. And if the rule of law required that my cause was not in accordance with law, then unique to all the nations in the world, the strength and might of the state of Florida fell away, and I would not prevail. So I was proud to be part of a system where the rule of law was more significant than privilege or wealth or the power of all citizens. In the last 7 years, I've been very proud to be a trial judge, where I see literally thousands of people every year, hundreds of people every month. I'm proud that the people that come before me believe that they are receiving fair and the best of my ability. I've had 100 jury trials and thousands of cases resolved. So if I am nominated for this position and ultimately selected, I'll be very pleased to continue this public service which I have dedicated my career to, and I thank you very much for that honor and privilege.
Thank you, Judge. Any questions for the judge? Jim?
I have one question. Just looking at page 14 of your application. It says that you were governor's appointee to the Judicial Nominating Commission, 50CA, 1996 to 2000.
That's true.
Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and some things you were looking for?
Well, I was looking for someone just like me.
All right, I'll write that down.
Yes, sir. No, I was looking for someone with appellate experience, someone who had been a trial judge and understand the pressures that a trial judge faces, and someone with a unique background and experience that they would be able to complement the other judges on the PCA.
So you think that being a trial judge is what important ideas of, or what factors that goes into selecting the appellate judge?
I do.
Okay.
I do, because I think it gives you a unique appreciation for the pressures that a trial judge faces. Hundreds of times a day, you're required to make rulings, make decisions on the fly. You don't have the luxury of saying, hearsay, objection, everyone looks at you and you think, okay, out of court statement, offer the truth of the matter asserted, sustained. You can't say, wait right there, let me go research every case on this topic. So I fully appreciate the presumption of correctness, the rule of harmless error, and the other deferential standards of review that trial judges do enjoy and ought to enjoy, because it's a very difficult job, very difficult job.
Todd?
Your Honor, I'd like to know more about three of your honors that you've listed. I'm not familiar with them. The 2011 Sam Bell Award, 2007 Woman of the Year, Volusia Flagler Association for Women's Lawyers, and the Florida Bar Award for Best Project. I'd be interested to know a little bit more about those.
All right, sir. Well, first of all, the Sam Bell Award is awarded by Haven Recovery Center for the public official that has provided the most service for public service to people who are in need of substance abuse and mental health counseling. So after that, I joined the board. I've been involved in several programs. I'm on the chair of the advisory board to reinstitute the in-jail drug treatment program at the jail, the correction treatment diversion program, and helped to provide services to people in the criminal justice system that are in need of substance abuse or mental health counseling.
Is that a volunteer position?
Yes, sir. Also, the women lawyers. I've been a member of the Volusia Flagler Women Lawyers for many years, and as a result, I believe, of the initial poll results, judicial poll results that came out, and the fact that I'm just, all around great. No, they named me the Woman of the Year, I guess in a year where there was not serious competition. But in any case, I was very pleased to be awarded that honor as well. And then finally, one of the things that I'm proudest of during my time as the president of the Volusia County Bar was the fact that we received a grant from the Florida Humanities Council to interview 26 senior members of our community, legal members of our community, and we recorded and did audio recordings. My husband and I worked on this together, and then also wrote summaries of people who have been bar members for 50 years or more, talking about their experience. If you think about it, it was really amazing. These people went from horse and buggy to the space shuttle, from a scrivener writing things out to word processing. I mean, it was amazing, the things that these folks saw in their lifetime. And as each month went by, more and more people were dying that had witnessed this unique time in history. And so that project was an attempt to record the memories and input of some of those senior members of the bar. And I was very proud when that program was awarded the best voluntary bar by the Florida Bar. There's in one of the tabs, we also put on seminars throughout the county at Stetson and in high schools. And I think that was the thing that was most interesting about it was when we would go to high schools and these students didn't really understand or appreciate history. And it was really great to be able to bring that in a personal way where someone could tell when they were that age what things were like and how things changed. So that is what those three things were.
April?
Judge, could you discuss what background you've had in civil? I don't know if at your time at the Attorney General's office, civil appeals were part of that at all.
Well, a very small part, to be honest with you. I mean, federal habeas corpus are under the rules of civil procedure, and it is true that the vast majority of my experience, both as an attorney and on the bench, are criminal. But I really see that as an asset for several reasons. First of all, if you count criminal appeals, juvenile delinquency, and criminal collateral cases, between 70 and 80% of the cases before the 50 CA are criminal in nature. And so the vast majority are mostly criminal. I am confident in my ability to, nobody knows everything, but when you're talking to someone who is, say, a family law practitioner, that encompasses maybe 15% of the cases before the 50 CA. Or say a labor lawyer, I mean, it's in the single digits. So I'm confident in my ability to learn that other 25%. It's less daunting than someone who would have to learn 85 or 95% of the cases that are before the court. So I think that's really a strength. I also think it would complement the other judges that are over there. the judges on the 50CA currently are certainly distinguished attorneys, excellent judges, and some of them have, many of them have some experience in criminal law, taken a turn on a criminal bench or perhaps handled some cases as an attorney, but no one really has 28 years of very close and extensive background in criminal law. So I believe that I could complement the other people who were there. Also, I would say that we all like to think of different categories, but one thing I've learned is that these lines between criminal and civil are not as hard and fast as one may think. I teach other judges, and I co-teach with a good friend of mine in Palm Beach County, who her entire career was as a civil appellate practitioner in a private firm. She's now on the circuit civil bench, and her entire background is civil, much like pretty much my entire background is criminal. And we co-taught jury selection and jury management. We used the same cases. These covered things for other judges like, how do you deal with challenges for cause? What's permissible during voir dire? How do you receive questions during jury deliberations? So that's, it doesn't really matter if the case being tried is civil or criminal, the law is the same. We also co-taught on things like hearsay. Again, the evidence code is the same whether it's civil or criminal. So the lines between these things are much less immutable than one might think. So I think the fact that the vast majority of cases are criminal, the fact that I would complement the other judges who were there, and I think makes me, actually, I see as a strong suit, the fact that I have a criminal background.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else with any questions? Good, Jasmine.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you again
Good
for
morning.
your public service. Taking off on one of your last answers with respect to your criminal background, and leaving that aside for a moment, tell me one characteristic or unique trait that you would bring to the DCA, and then secondly, the second question is, what's something as a judge, as you think about your career as a judge, that you think you need to work on?
Well, I think that the unique trait that I would bring, in addition to my background in criminal law, I have some personal characteristics that I believe would treat me well, certainly anybody who's nominated or ultimately selected for this position. I have ultimate confidence in this group to pick people who are well qualified. I think that the personal characteristics of being able to disagree without being disagreeable and being part of a collegial body may be just as important as any other qualification that one might bring. As a trial judge, I get to decide things all by myself. Over there, you can't do anything unless you can get somebody else to agree with you. And so it seems to me that the personal qualities of having a sense of humor, not taking oneself too seriously, having a good balance between family and professional issues, all of those things would serve me well and would be qualities that I would bring to the 50CA.